Hey, Dan Schinder here at the Drum Talk TV booth at the NAMM Show 2020. If you're here, stop by. Booth 6931. I'm here with Nigel Glockler. How are you, Nigel?
Great, thank you.
So nice to see you again.
No, it's good to be here again. I can't believe how quick the year's gone, you know, from the last one.
Yeah. So. It was like 3 weeks ago we did this, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't know, Nigel is the drummer for a flash-in-the-pan band called Saxon. Awesome metal band. I still have old Kerrang magazines with you guys on the cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably mid-'80s, early 80s.
Yeah.
All spandexed out. Biff with his gold spandex.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
How is Biff doing?
He's doing good, actually. His recovery's doing really well and everything. We went up and saw him probably about a week, 10 days after he had the operation. We went straight out for a curry, so, you know, as soon as you're in that situation, you know everything's going good.
For those who don't know, Biff is the lead singer, and tell everyone briefly what he kind of went through.
He had to have a triple bypass. He was out cycling, didn't feel very well, bit of pain in his chest, and his doctor referred him to a hospital, and that was the result, really. So,
you know, this is an interesting topic to me because he's a very fit man.
Yeah.
When you look at him, and I look pretty fit, right? In July, I was diagnosed with a very advanced case of diabetes, and you wouldn't think so to look at me. Same with Biff. To look at him, I would never think he needed a triple bypass. So it's not always about being obese or things like that with both our conditions.
Yeah, you just have to, you know, just be aware of things and, yeah.
So he's in good recovery?
Definitely, yeah. We're sort of halfway through the next album, so he's started sort of building his strength up for vocals again, so it's all going good.
Is there any sort of timeline for when that might be done?
What, the album? I think the talk is to release it early 21, I think. You know.
And you'll tour that year?
Yeah. Hopefully we'll come back here, so.
Oh, if you do, I'll meet you in Phoenix and we'll do the double drumming thing.
Excellent, okay.
No, we'll pull out to djembes while everyone else takes a break.
Yeah, I know.
So, being that you've been around so long, well, because you started so young, being that you've been around so
7 years old I was when I started drumming, yeah.
Me too.
Oh, cool.
Do you mind if I ask your age now?
It's my birthday next week. I'll be 67.
And I was going to say, happy birthday. So we're 10 years apart. I'm 70. No, wait, I'm 57. I'll be 57 in April. So to me, that's close in age at this age.
Yeah, definitely.
17 to 27, not so much. 37, 47, but at this age, we're like the same age.
Exactly.
So being that you've been around so long, a fan of Neil Peart, very aware of Neil Peart, probably crossed paths a few times. Can you give us your thoughts on Neil, please, being that he recently passed?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he was a big influence on my playing, as he was on a lot of drummers, you know. And I think the fact that he was a very private guy, I think that's what makes his passing a lot more shocking, you know. Because, you know, no one really had any inkling this was going to happen. But I'd really like to say that I think everyone should remember, I think the people that are suffering most in this are his wife and his young kid. You know, she's only 10. And you know, I'd really like to sort of, I mean, I don't know them, but I'd just like to send love to them, you know.
Absolutely.
And to Alex and Geddy, because obviously they were all so close. And I think that's the most important thing to do.
It's not common that bands are together that long. Well, look at you guys, or that close on a personal basis.
50th anniversary now, you know.
40 years.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, you know, those thoughts. And I know it's impossible to manage this, but when that happens, and like you said, he's so private and he's got a family, there's a lot of people posting things that are wonderful things that are glorifying him. And then there's some other things that we just have to give second thought and be careful and be respectful and remember that he was a private man and we all need to respect. You know, I've heard him take a lot of, when he was alive, a lot of gruff from people saying he didn't like people or he wasn't a nice guy just because he was private, and that is not fair. That's not fair.
No, I totally agree. I mean, you know, from what I understand, you know, we know he was a very private guy, and people have told me he was a very shy guy as well. So, you know, I mean, some people, I think, take that as being a bit aloof in a way, but it's not true at all. I mean, a lot of the times I'm quite quiet, and people might take that the wrong way from me.
It's off-putting to some people, and it's never intended. It's never intended to by us, or and I know it wasn't.
I mean, there's nothing nasty in it, you know.
What I'd love to do with you, and I know we talked about this before, but all of a sudden we're here again. I'd love to do an online interview with you, on video, and really dig deep into your career. What was the spark that got you playing? Your influences, other than me. You know, we'll talk about the old days. We'll talk about how the business has changed.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the new album, what people can expect, anything you can talk about.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. All right, yeah, cool.
Thank you so much for taking time with me.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Nigel Glockler from Saxon. Watch for their new album and reports on it from Drum Talk TV. Stay tuned. More coming, including Alan White of Yes, right here at noon. If you're watching this live, he's getting our first Drum Talk TV award. Thanks, Nigel.
Very well.
Thanks. Bye.